ball. So we're going to grab that, and instead of using the roller behind our shoulders, we take the ball sort of right at the bra line between the blades. You can adjust it depending on how your body feels like arcing. So lean back onto it, adjust it where you think it would be a good idea, and then supporting your head with your hands. And just like you were on the roller, you will arch back, let your head fall, and the elbows drop lying down, supporting your head with your hands. Coming up, chin to chest, pull the elbows together, and the ball will sort of come into a wedge under your back. And then we bring your gaze across the floor, up the wall to the ceiling, and behind you. Feel a stretch into the throat. Open the chest by dropping the elbows down and behind your body. And then lift your head with your hands, curl up. A broad curl as the waist sinks down, the tail rises. And we take it back again. You can feel it feels a little different. It's less steady because it can move in 360 degrees as opposed to the roller, which is pretty much just in one plane. And you can let your blades really sort of wrap around the ball, hug it here, and then coming up and pull the blades away from your spine, away from the ball. Arching back again. If you feel like it's too much arch, and you bring the ball higher up towards your shoulders, towards your head. If there's not enough arch, you can bring the ball a little lower. We inhale back into extension, and we exhale forward into flexion. And the tail goes down as the eyes go back and down. And the tail heels up as you pull your eyes down into your abs. One more like that. Working back. Exhale, coming forward. Now let's add some alternating knee folds, and we'll add a little rotation to this too. So as we go back, we just stay steady right through the midline. Coming up, pick up your right knee and twist towards the leg, but try not to side bend. Like try to really feel that rotation, and then come back and lay back as you lower the foot down really slowly. And then you lift the head coming up, rotate and upper up curl, and then unwind it and lower back as the foot lowers into the mat. Coming up again, twist your armpit towards the inner thigh, release back and lower the foot, hang the head back, feel it stretch, and then coming up again, twisting now to your left. And back you go. And the little bit of wobble that you feel underneath you is really good for the really small muscles along the spine, coming in on all kinds of diagonal lines to attach to the vertebra. So these are like some of your deepest core muscles here. They're going to get a bit of a workout now. We'll lower back down and do one more set. Lift the head, pull your body up, a little twist through the ribcage, and unwind as you go back. It goes back into your hands, and one more time, lifting to pull up and forward, and the leg lowers, and then roll up to sitting. Let's take the ball in your hands as we roll back and take it under our neck. And then you can outstretch the arms in a T position. Turn your hips slowly from one side to the other. And let the ball help massage out. Tension in the neck. Going to pull the stretch into your shoulders. And then once more to the left. Come back to center. Pick up the ball. Lay your head down and now bridge up. We're taking the ball onto your sacrum. All right. So with the arms lengthened at your side, we're just going to start with a little pelvic tuck and arch. So as you curl the waist down, the tail moves up and the ribs sort of drop and the shoulder blades broaden, have a little internal rotation through the arms. And then as we lower the tailbone, you'll lift your waist, push the top of the shoulders down, and rotate the arms externally so the blades pull together beneath you. And here's where you want to say, like, does it feel like it's in the right spot for your back? Right? It should feel supportive for both the tuck and the arch. So we exhale as we curl the tail up, and we inhale as we sink the tail down. And you can feel how the shift in your weight changes the ball into a wedge. So here in a tuck, it's narrow towards your waist, it's higher towards your heels, and then as you arch, it's the opposite. The ball should support the pelvic girdle in whatever position it's in. Again, just rock here, tail goes down, ribs lift and expand. And then as we curl the waist down, the tail goes up, and you can almost feel like your feet want to push the mat away from you. And then as the tail goes down, the feet sort of flatten. And then pelvic tuck, exhale, push into your legs without lifting up off the ball. So you're still on the ball, supporting you on a tilt, whether the tail is down or whether the tail is up. Now we want it sort of to be more centered under the sacrum, and pull your knees into your chest. Here it becomes about adding instability, creating more proficiency and balance while you're here. And just like we do on the roller, if you remember, if the whole arm is down, you've got a lot of extra security. If you pick up the elbows and just have your hand and fingers down, that's less, like the balance, the wobbliness becomes more extreme. You can even just go to your fingertips, right? So then from here, choose your arm position, and we'll lift the legs up to the ceiling. And we're doing the set here that we often do on the roller, but notice it's more difficult because if you tend to put more weight into one leg or one hip than the other, you're going to feel that amplified with the ball. So let's begin by taking the right leg back by your chest, the left leg forward and out into space. And then we switch the legs. And about now, you're making an evaluation. Is the ball in the right place? Is it supportive, even though it's challenging? The legs swing past each other, trying to hold them in their own plane of movement here, with the two planes about 4 inches apart. Working still for the stretch in the hamstrings, leg goes back, and the stretch across the hip as the leg goes forward. Now, because the back is less supported, because the hips are less supported, you might not have the same range in all these exercises that you're used to with the roller. Okay, and then when you're even, we'll bring both legs up to the ceiling, externally rotate, and now the legs have to move equidistant apart from center as you open them out to the side. And then as you pull from the inner thighs, close the legs up above you, and then let's do it again. So feet apart. Exhale, pull slowly, working the upper inner thigh, pelvic floor to close the heels. And we do that again. The outer thigh pulls the legs open. The upper inner thigh pulls the legs together. One more like this. For the next one, I would recommend that we have more of the arm grounded, because we're leaving the left leg up in the air, and take the right leg out to the side. This will give you more work in the right arm, but also in the left core, and then you pull it up, take your time, bring it back up, the heels click, and now the right leg stays vertical, the left leg is out to the side. Try not to move your right foot, and then drag the left leg back up to it. Let's do that again. So left leg is vertical, right leg glides out in an arc from the top here, out to the side and down. Exhale and pull it on up. You're working slow enough that you feel the work here, whether you're going down with the leg or up into the air. And we'll do one last set like this. Inhale, take it down, lengthen it, stretch it, exhale, and pick it on up. Try not to accelerate, but decelerate where you want to rush through it. Excellent. Now here, let's go into bicycle. So pull the left knee in, right leg stretches forward and out. See if you can get the heel to tap the ground. Slide the foot in, and then the left leg is going forward as the other leg goes up and away. The feet really stay about 180 degrees apart in their pathways here. And try to pull the knees close to your chest and pull the leg back and up. So you get a little bit of a hamstring stretch before you reach that leg forward and down to get the hip opening stretch. Just breathe as you go, whatever sort of works for your body here. And reach out a little further each time. Opening the hip for that stretch across the above press and up into the ribcage. And again, if you're finding it's a little too easy, minimize the connection to the ground. And then we're going to pause and reverse. So cycling in the opposite direction. The leg slides across the floor with the toes, reach out long, and then pick the leg up. Go back with the straightest leg you can until you have to bend it. We're trying to increase the size of the oval that you're drawing here. And then both legs up. At this point, let's bend the left knee, lower the left foot down in front of the hip joint, and kick the right leg back a little further. We're going to lower lift the right leg. So reach up for the ceiling, out and down. If the openness across the hip, tap the heel, lengthen the leg, and then pick it up as you exhale. Bring it back far enough to feel the hamstring stretch and do it again. Again, challenge yourself so it's not really stable and secure, but you're a little bit, fighting for balance. You even go to just like your thumb and one or two fingers. And then here at the top, let's switch your legs. Right foot down, left leg up and back. Keep the inner thigh line working on your standing legs. So you're really pressing to the inner edge of the heel and the big toe, both foot and big toe. That way the knee doesn't drift sideways on your standing leg. So we're lengthening out and down, open the hip at the bottom of the movement. Exhale before you pick it up and keep the exhale going all the way up and down. We'll do one more here. And then pull both knees in towards your chest, put in the air, hands still on the ground. And now tiptoeing, so let's tap the right toes down, touch the ground. As that leg comes up, the left foot is going forward and down to tap. So there is a time when there's no connection through your feet to the ground. It's actually most of the time. And then here with these up, frog. You want a little bit more support for your arms here. So heels together, toes apart, and pull the knees in close to your chest. The tail curls up a little bit here, and then you push the legs up and out on a diagonal line. Stretch the legs open, reach away, and exhale, pull them back in. Angle of your legs should be challenging for your abs without causing your back to arch. And remember, this will be a little higher than it would be if you were on the ground because you don't have full support, and the support you have is mobile and variable. So stretch and feel the increased work in your center. Again, if you want more challenge, less connection through the arms. More like this. Push it away. Dig into your heels, drag them back in. Go to parallel legs, they're together, soft point. So arches, lift as you stretch the legs out, and keep lifting the arches of your feet like you're wrapping each foot around a baseball. And we glide the legs forward up on the diagonal that works for you. If your hamstrings are really tight, you might try taking them up high enough to get a stretch. That would be a different variation with sort of a different goal. And here we inhale to press the legs out long, so that as you exhale, the belly retreats back in towards the spine. As the legs come in, there's a little more space for them to hold in tight. All right, now flex the feet and push out with your heels. Toes curl back and in towards your shins. Pressing the edges of the legs together wherever they connect. Inner edges of the feet, maybe ankles, maybe knees. Really depends on your body's structure. Some people, the knees stay together and the feet are a little bit apart, and that's also good. That's where they are. So the body is. You try to pull the chest back, increase the flexion of the foot and at the ankle. We come in and do one more push like this. Really push something heavy away from your body, and then drag it back in. And now we lift the feet up towards the ceiling. Good, with vertical legs. And point and then flex the feet. So rolling through the balls of the feet, reaching up through the toes, curling the toes back, spreading them, and then lifting the heels. So work that articulation through your feet. They work as a pair. And then definitely as the heels go up, think of sinking down through your tail and your sits bones. Be sure you're getting a stretch in the back of your leg. And actually the calf gets a big stretch with the legs up like this when you're in flexion of the ankle. So feel that, work that. And then soft point, bend your knees, lower your feet down. We're gonna lift the hips up and then roll the spine down. Come all the way down, settle the tail down, and just stretch the legs forward. Let's see how it feels now. And the arms can go back, just showing your body open to the ceiling. Okay, so from here, grab hold of the ball. We'll take the ball back behind you, hold it between the heel of your hands. And then as you lift the arms, squeeze it like we would use the magic circle. Up. And then maybe hold it lightly and let it roll down along your legs. And even over your toes, stretch that out. You give it a little push down to like increase the arch of your foot. And then light fingers on the ball. Or even like take your hand like through the center and let the ball roll up, take it up, and take it back. And let's lift it again. Exhale, come up, round over, bring it onto your shins. Go over the ankles and feet, stretch the top of the feet out here. Head pulls forward towards the center of the ball, and then as we roll the waist back, we'll bring the ball almost to the knees and then pick it up. Take it high enough so that you're working your way down into the mat. And then as your head goes down, reach the ball behind you. Let's lift it one more time. Exhale, maybe squeeze the arms around the chest as you rise. Lower the ball down. Roll it across your shins, across the ankles, across the toes. And then leave it there and take the ball between the arches of your feet. Okay. So we're rolling that now. And here, pull the knees into your chest, lift the legs up to the ceiling, and hug the ball with your inner thighs. So let's tip the legs over to the right. Turn your head to the left. Exhale, bring it back up to center. And then to the other side. Look away. We're going to roll onto the hip, or onto the hip. Trying to press the opposite shoulder down, and then pull back to center. You can also move the ball by picking up the left hip bone to take the legs to the right. And then exhale, pick up the right hip bone, bring it across the body to swing the legs to the left. One more set. Moving slowly, feel the massage across the lower back of the sacrum. Weight shift. Changes how you work into your arms. And one more time here. Bring it back up. And then let's fold the knees, take the ball aside. And let's roll up for our coming back down into hundreds. So roll up here. All right. And curl back slowly. Arms extend. Imprint your spine down. Come to the tip of the blades. The legs fold in. The legs extend up. Start pumping the arms. Inhaling and exhaling here. Full breath in. Exhale it out. The waist pulls down. The navel sinks into the spine. Edges of the feet press together. Try to imagine the inner thighs reaching for each other and connecting. Even if they actually don't, try to feel that pull like there's magnets across the inside line of your legs. Steady pulse here, pushing the ear down into the floor, up into the ceiling. Collarbones rolling here inside the chest to allow that movement. And the head lifts up a little higher, look down your nose into your belly, stretching the back of the neck. We'll go for one more breath. The fullest breath in that you can find, air at the base of the lungs, and exhale, pull it on out. And then fold your knees in, lay your head down. You can turn the head easy side to side. You may have to move the roller since we're doing single leg circles now with the TheraBand. And we can pull your right leg in. Band goes around the sole of the foot and the arch. You lift the band up to the ceiling, check up on the band, and stretch the left leg forward. Elbows go forward towards your waist, towards your hips. Pull the leg back, give it a little stretch in the calf and the hamstring. And then reach up to the ball of the foot, soft point. And let's lower the heel all the way down to the mat, tap it down. You reach it out into the foot, and then exhale, hinge at the hip to lift the leg up, draw an arc in the air here. Come back far enough to feel the stretch in the hamstring. And then we push it away again. See it as you reach out, trying to go past the end of the mat, reach across the room, and maybe feel that stretch up into like the belly, into the chest. Lift the leg now, and one more time. Reach out. So that stretch, you're opening across the hip, you're also opening inside the joint, and then lift it up. Good, feel the stretch now, and then release slightly out of it to start the circle across the body. Inhale, go low, exhale all the way around. Big sweep of the leg. Pull back to the hip. We're going to keep the torso grounded here, the pelvis heavy on the mat. The leg stretches away from the lowered hip, and then the opposite hip presses into the ground as you pull the leg out to the side. So continue here, short deep inhale, a long slow exhale. Come around and back up to the ceiling, and one more time. Really reach out into it, like your legs need to go for a run, they need to go for a stretch. They're loving this action. Come to the top and reverse. Exhale, rotate to take them away without tipping the pelvis. Hold the body grounded, hold it stable, hold it still. That means you have to put more weight into the side, away from the legs movement. And that's a deliberate choice before movement happens. This looks good, nice and strong here on the ground, and big reaches through the legs. You need both. Every circle, it's a short inhale from the top and then a long exhale to reach down, around, and back up to the ceiling again. Do that one more time here. Pivoting here from the elbow, pushing the band with the foot, create more length in the leg. At the top, hold the leg here. With one hand holding both ends of the bands, externally rotate, left hand to the left hip bone. You can pull the leg out to the side with the elbow anchored on the floor and then rock the leg a little bit towards your right shoulder and away. We're looking for a stretch here through the upper inner thigh. Not just one line of muscle, but a whole group of muscle fibers feeling the stretch. Now anchor the left hip down, exhale, pick the right leg up. At the top, switch hands. Extend the right arm out, look at your hand, and swing the leg over, lifting the hip, the waist, the ribs, but not the shoulder blade. Stretch the leg longer, pull it towards your shoulder. And the neck is in rotation as you look away from your leg. Rotate the leg a little bit internally there to increase the stretch in the glute. And now we exhale to pull the hip down and lift the leg up. Reach high up on the band. Elbows bend as you pull yourself into an upper curl. And then release back. And fold the knee into your chest. Put it in now. Embrace it in. And then let's slide that leg forward. Stretch it out, shake it out. Feel the difference in the two sides. And now we'll start with the left. You pull that in. Lift the leg up to the ceiling, tighten up on the band, soft point. And here, let's lower the foot all the way forward and down, tap the heel down, stretch the leg to make it as long as the other one in your mind, and then exhale, bring it up, pick it up, and feel the stretch in the back of the leg. You may feel more restricted after we work the other leg. Let's sit out and long here. Stretch out, reach out, exhale to lift it. Bring it up and pull it back. And do that again. Press, lengthen, full stretch. Exhale to bring it up and bring it high. Here for one last one. The forearm moves at the same angle as the strap. And then here at the top point, and we circle. Inhale across the body. Exhale down, around, out to the side, up to the ceiling. So short, deep inhale to do the cross, and then it's a long exhale around the world, around the circle, and up to the sky. And reach again, go a little further every time. Try to lengthen the muscles and also challenge the stability of the pelvic girdle. Also, the more you stretch, the easier it feels on the joint surface. Give it a little space here so that the leg moves more freely in the joint. And let's do one more in this direction. Come around all the way around the curve and up to the ceiling. And now reverse. Out to the left, forward and down, across the body and drag it on up. And reach again here. There's the other side as you move through it. Continuous movement here with your leg, continuous movement with the breath. At the top, we'll do one more circle. And then once we get to the top again, we're going to hold the edge of the band with the left hand. Rotate the leg externally and bring the left leg out to the left while the right side gets heavier into the mat. And then you rock the leg a little bit towards your shoulder and away. Then the stretch to the upper inner thigh and the work into the rotation here. So your weight doesn't all shift to the left. Exhale and bring the leg up to the ceiling. Now we switch hands. Right hand holds the strap. Extend the left arm with the fingertips. You can stretch them. And then reach to the left leg, push it to the wall, and then rotate it interiorly here. And then the hip comes down, so we lift the leg up. Give it a little hug, a little tug in to stretch the hamstring. Reach up high and then lift your upper up curl. The heel lifts up, the toes pull back, and you pull your chest up towards the inner line of the thigh. And come back down, pull the knee in, bend to the side, hug that in here. And then we'll roll up to sitting, come on up for rolling the ball. Onto your shins, curl the tail up and pull the waist back, elbows wide and forward. We lift the tail to roll just the shoulder blades, head off the ground, head off the floor, come back up where you started. Eyes are down and stay down, so the neck stays curled, the gaze stays into the belly, and we rock again. Roll to lift, 2 more like this, massage out your back, tail is high in the air, but the head stays off the ground because you're looking at your navel. 1 more. And up to balance. Okay. And we'll use the ball here for the abs. So we're holding it between the hands to be a straight line from elbow to elbow. Press into the heel of your hands here. And then let's curve your way back to your upper curl and pull the knees in towards your chest. Legs just a little bit apart. You're going to slide the right leg forward and then switch the legs. They pass in midair. So you stay up, looking underneath the ball, trying to be at the tip of the blades. The legs are only as low as you can manage to hold the upper ab work. The arms should be working to feel that connection into the external obliques under the chest. 1 more set. And we'll end with both knees in and take the ball under your neck. Lay your head back as you lower the feet and just turn the head a little side to side here. Give your neck a little release and a little reward. The ball comes out, we roll up, and again slide the ball forward, stretch out the back of your legs, stretch out the top of your feet, and then we're rolling back for the double leg stretch. So the ball is forward. As you curl back to your upper curl, you fold the knees in towards your chest and lay the ball on top of your ankles. So looking at your abs, the arms and legs lift to the sky, hold the knees in, and tap the ball down on your ankles again. So stretch the shape open and then pull it together. You want to maintain the upper ab work, don't fall flat. You can, as you maintain the strength in your core and not change your spinal position, you can take the arms and legs further away as long as you can hold the upper ab work. Last one. And then roll up. Open the knees. Ball can go between the feet. And you drop your head low, suck your waist back. Stretch out the spine. Let the neck fall into some traction in here to lengthen it. And then we're coming up for scissors. So with the ball, we're going to roll back, and we're holding the ball in the air to tap the shins to the ball. So we look down as the tail peels up, roll your spine down. Again, upper up curl, legs fold in, lift both legs up, and the right leg taps the ball, the left leg reaches forward. And then the left leg taps the ball as the right leg reaches forward and down. I know it's so hard. I want to look at the ball, but I'm not allowing myself to, because I know if I do that, my neck will really complain, and I'll lose some of the upper ab work. You can always take the ball closer to the leg or bend the knee if you need to in this exercise. The ball will bounce a little bit, but it's not because the arms are moving to the leg is moving to the wall. And then roll up again. All right, good. Everyone felt that, I'm sure. Nice. All right. So here, ball between the arches. And then we roll back and we're doing the double leg lower lift here. If you feel like you want a little extra support, you don't have to use the ball. You could take the band around your feet. But we can roll back now. Upper up curl. Support the head with your hands. Pull the head up, pull the elbows down and in, and extend the legs, ball to the ceiling. Soft point. And then you slide the ball across the ceiling, reach the legs away from you, and then exhale, pull them on up. And try to hold the ball as steady as you can. Because that'll mean there's like equal work through the two legs. Reach forward and out. Exhale, pull the belly deep and lift the legs. We only go as far as the abs can support the pelvis in its position on the mat without tipping the pelvis back into an arch. One more. And really try to pull the leg up high enough to feel, again, that stretch in the back of the legs. And then we lay down, take the ball in your hands, and extend the legs forward. The last one here is going to be the version of the elbow to knee of the big twist. So we're going to come up to your upright curl, right knee in, left leg puts off the ground, ball is low past your head. And then we switch the legs, rotate to the other side, push the ball away. The reach of the ball forward and your gaze on the ball helps you go into this upright curl with a twist. So we're working into the oblique abdominals here. And we're going to stabilize the pelvis so the legs aren't winging out wildly around the room, but they stay going in their same plane of motion each time. Try to come up as high as you can with the rotation. And we'll end to the left. Pull it back, lay it down. Let's again take the ball under the neck and just let the head fall from one side to the other. Lay the opposite shoulder down and giving your neck a chance to stretch into this rotation. And then we're back to center, removing the ball and coming up to center. Because we are going to use the ball for spine stretch. So you want to lift up on top of your sits bones and maybe helpful to sit up on it. Yoga block, but with the ball between the legs, but not touching the legs. The legs are a little wider. You're going to lightly press down through the hands. The hands, depending on the size of the ball, they might be overlapped or they could be edge to edge. So you push down to go up through your halo, lift the heart a little bit, feel the length in your waist. Now you look down your nose, tip your head forward, chin towards the chest, then move the head out and over to move the neck. And as the head goes out on the arc, out and down, the movement of your spine will move the ball forward, it rolls up towards your elbows. And you suck the waist back, feel that stretch between the reach of your fingertips and the pull back of your waist. Lightly press down into the ball, and as you stack your spine, the ball rolls underneath the hands, underneath the fingertips to where you started. If you overlap the hands, switch the hands each time. Right. So lightly push down, and then look down. And then the head reaches out and down, moving the neck, and out, over and down, moving the spine. So the nice thing about doing this with the ball is that the ball rolling teaches the spine how to articulate one vertebra at a time, getting a feeling of that rolling down off a wall and up into a wall behind you. The movement smooths out a bit. Maybe it wasn't quite as smooth previously. Let's do that again. Press down into your heels, into your sits bones, and then stack right up on top of those sits bones. And one last one. This will give you a stretch in your lats as you pull back with your waist. And then push lightly into the ball. So if you feel that, get that feeling of lift up to the spine, up to the halo, heart is high to beautiful. Put the ball inside, come more to the front of your mat. Open leg balance and rock. All right, so hands through the legs, and we curl the tail up, rock back. And then the right leg extends up. And then you fold it back in. Now the left. They can rotate a little to the outside of the leg, and then it comes back towards the inside as you fold. Right leg again, one more side. Open. Back. Left leg up. Open the knees, stretch the leg, and then pull it back in. Now both. They both go up on a narrow angle. Hold your balance point. Bring the legs in. This is really a preparation for teaser and the ability of your body to do the advanced teaser work where you hold the torso still and move the legs. So this gives you a chance to extend the legs here, narrow them in, and now we roll. So look into your abs, curl the tail higher. Lift the tail, roll back to your blades. Exhale, come forward to balance. And again, lean back. Remember, your head never hits the floor. Just the sound of it, you know you don't want to do that. And one more time. And then close the legs. Extend the arms. Here's your teaser. And then hold on to the back of your thighs, bend your knees. And we roll it down. Okay. So we already did corkscrew. So we can flip over onto our stomachs. Roller or swan. I knew I brought it in here. So the arms extend out. They're supported halfway down the forearm. The fingers reach long and so do the legs in the opposite direction. So first you pull the shoulders down your back, use your lats, and the gaze moves forward, the heart moves forward, and hit the wall. Come all the way up. Heart is high, you feel the stretch in your abs. And then release it down slowly. Coming on down. Let the ears fall between the arms. And again, pull the shoulder blades down, pull the chest up and here. Lift your eyes, stretch your abs, and bring it down. Lifting again. And then down. And then push the roller aside. Hands at the side by your armpits. Push up and sit back in the child's pose. Round your back, stretch it out, and curl the tail under with the head, forehead rest on the ground or the top of your head. So your spine coming up, and we'll move into shoulder bridge next. So let's grab the ball again. We'll take it between your thighs to really work into the inner thigh muscles here, and also to stabilize the legs as we do a bit of, we're gonna do a little bit of knee extension with our hips in the air. So just remember here, you would be laying down on your back, the hips would be up, and we're just gonna hold the legs steady and extend one knee up, and then down, so that's knee extension and flexion. Okay, it'll be much harder when you're supporting yourself on one leg, but just so you know, I'm gonna go down. Pull down, the arms stretch forward. So just down. Thanks for coming to class. It's so good to see you. So next week is our last week before we're off a month and back in June. I hope to see you again. All right. So stand your feet into the mat. And then we're squeezing the ball lightly. We curl the tail up and pull the knees forward as you lift the spine off the mat. Sequentially here from the bottom to the shoulder blades. Now, you're going to stand in both feet, push into your arms, pull the blades together a little bit by rolling to the external arm, and then here, stand in your left foot and extend the right leg out. Hopefully the butt hasn't dropped on the right side, and you fold the knee, get the foot down, lift both hips if they've dropped, and now stand in the right foot, push down, extend the left leg out, the knee extension, knee flexion, you get the support under you, pelvis is square, and let's do it again. So push down, so you have the hips a little more elevated, and then extend the right leg, bend the knee, pushing the foot down, round it into the floor, extend the left leg up, bend it here, roll through the foot, feet aligned. Now lift your hips, and even when you try really hard, they drop a little, right? The gravity thing. And then let's roll to the inner arm. Roll the spine down from the top to the tail. Come all the way down and settle the tailbone down. How'd that go? Did you feel like it was like challenging, but conceivably possible? Yeah. Right. Okay. So let's do it again. So we start curling the tail up, round the back into the mat, and then pull the tail forward and up, coming into a plank here from your chest and your shoulders to your knees. Now we're going to stand in the right leg, squeeze the ball, extend the left leg, bring it back under, push down, throw off the pelvis, extend the right leg. Bring it down, extend the foot, push into that right foot, extend the left leg again. Lower it down, hips level, reach the right leg out and up, slide that under you. Good. But a little more lift to the glutes, and then roll the spine all the way down, come down towards the mat. Perfect. We'll take the ball to the side. And then here, let's go into our jackknives. So we'll have the arms lengthened here at your side. You're always welcome to elevate your hips on the roller. If you're at home, you can practice this while you're still learning it with your hands like under a large piece of furniture like a sofa that won't tip over on you, right? But here we go. So it's really a shoulder stack. You pull the knees in, lift the legs up to the ceiling, they squeeze together. Bring the legs a little bit forward and out. Remember, do not turn your head when your hips are up in the air. We swing the legs up, push the floor down, come up with the hips. If you want, you can lift the legs higher using your glutes, and then lower them again. And now push into the floor, roll your spine down with control. Of course, you try not to slam your back into the mat. You can always fold your knees in if it's too much load on the way down. So again, inhale to lift the legs, exhale to lift the hips. Come up and lift your tail as well. And then lift it up with the legs, pull them back down again, and then work your spine down. The shoulders will round up to take some of the tension out of the front of your throat as you flex your spine to the floor. We'll do one more. Let's reach out if you want, right? And lift. Exhale, push. Open the angle of the hip. You bring it back down, and then roll your spine forward. Push the ground down as you go down, and then you can fold your knees in and lower your legs. Well done. Okay. So from here, come up to sitting for spine twist. Legs extend out, and we'll take the arms out long, feet are together and flex. Lift your heart just a little bit and rotate to the right around your axis. That's 1, 2, 3. Lift to center and to the left. Twist again, twist once more. Back to center here, and spiral around your center line. Heel to tail, heel to pelvic floor. Back here and again. And then here to your left. Back to center and let the arms descend. Beautiful, nice rotation. Okay, so next into teasers. So we can use the bare bed to begin, and then you can either continue using it or not, it'll be your choice. We take the bed around both feet, tighten up on the bend, curl the tail up, and then as you lift the tail, we bring the legs up, knees bent, elbows wide, toes for women at eye level. For guys, will be a little lower. And then we're just going to start curling the tail up. And as you start to roll your low back down, the feet push out into the band. We're going to end up in an upper up curl as the heels touch. So you touch the heels to the ground as you touch the tip of the blades to the ground. Now look forward, upper up curl more, deepens, lift, and pull the legs in if you want. Like so. Right, so we're trying to keep the back safe by initiating with the pelvic tuck and getting part of the sacrum down, and then the feet go out, because you don't want the feet to go out too soon, which will arch your back or flatten it. You try to roll back down into your upper up curl, and then lay your head back. So lift your head, neck, and shoulders forward. Up the legs, come up, find that suspension here. Now, if the legs are straight, the feet will be higher probably than your head, but you always can bend the knees to have them at eye level if you wish. But in any case, even if you start here, you curl the tail up first, you go down, then the legs have to reach back so that your toes are eye level, and then you come all the way to the ground. And again, that's for women. Guys, the feet are always going to be a little bit lower than that. And let's lift to come up again. Now we're going to do a little bit of a variation here, right? So while you hold the legs in the air, curl the tail up and try not to move your feet. Move your spine down. Hold the legs where they are. Just go to your upright curl and then lift your head and come up, holding the feet where they are. So hard. Now we're training your psoas muscle to keep the legs in one position and lower the spine. So keep the feet where they are, roll your spine down, make it safe, imprint it into the ground, lift your head up, pull your body up here now. Good. And then lower the heels, take a little break, open the knees, and drop your head down there between legs. Come upright, go back into the beginning position, balance on your sacrum. And now this time, we're going to hold the torso steady and push the legs out and away without moving the other upper body, and then pull it back in. Yes, good. The legs reach away, you're still holding that feeling of a tuck, of a tail lift, and rounding into the low back. Push the legs forward, pull it back in, and one more time. Good, so it's not only about strength, it's also about control, right? And in Pilates, as you know, it's a lot of what part is stable, what part moves, and how you organize that. You did really well, that was great. All right, so if you want to try one for free, right? Well, free hands, no band. Let's do it now. So let's start laying down. Arms at your side. Stretch the arms forward so the shoulders move down your back, away from your ears. Start lifting the head, neck, and shoulders. Scoop the arms along the ground and then pick them up. Pick up your legs. And you can have the knees bent or straight, depending on the amount of load your back can manage, right? And then we look into your belly. We curl the tail up. You can either fold the knees in or lay them down flat. Again, heels come down with the blades do. Come out of your upper curl, that protects your spine. Okay, very nice. So from here, let's come up to sitting. And we'll use the roller for a little bit of a side bend here before we go. All right, so we're taking the knees towards the roller, feet away, and it can be like stacked somewhere in between, or all the way into a seat sit like that. So hold on to your shin with the hand that's away from the roller. Pick up the roller side arm and side bend away from the roller. Eyes look straight ahead. You can even look up towards your fingertips to pull your head back a little bit in line with your shoulders. Come upright, arms extend, and then you take your hand onto the roller, slide on out onto the forearm, and try to keep the roller not too far forward of your armpit. As you go over, you're staying in your sideline here with your torso. And then press to the roller coming up, release the arms, and side bend away from the roller. You really want to feel this right in your side seat. If you feel it in your back, it means that you've rotated forward. If you feel it in the abdominal line, in the front of the body, you're too far back with your shoulders. Try to find your side seat. And then come up. We'll do that again. So rolling one out. Arch the spine, the head dips down. Press in, lift up, and over you go. Come upright. Skate over. Lift, and one more away. Now here, sit up, elbow out, rotate through, and then up and back, open the chest, look back, go into wrist extension, and again, around and in, out and back. One more time. Follow the blades move on your back. Here, the left blade, my left blade is moving away from my spine, and here it's moving towards the spine. We come back to center, and we'll switch legs. So we'll switch the sides and the legs. Okay. All right. So from here again, hold the leg the shin away from the roller, lift the other arm up and side bend away from your roller here, dropping down into the sit bone, down through the hip. Lift your body up, extend the arms. You can slide out. Lift your waist here so you really create a curve through the rib cage and waistline. Push into the bottom arm as you come up and float to the other side. Upright and over we go. Lift coming up is from your core. And then here we go again. Stay parallel to the wall in front of you. Come upright and one more time. Twist into your arm, you rise. And side bend away from your roller. The elbows are wide. Lift to come up. And then circle through. Bring the arm forward, out in a big arc, and reach it behind you, open the chest. Cup the hand, coming around and in. Up, out, and back. And one more. Your gaze follows the hand so that you also get the rotation and more just general mobility in your neck. You come back to center and we can lower the legs. My darlings, we're good for today. Thank you so much. Excellent job, everyone.